Anonymous Watch Guy here with an unboxing and review video. Quick wrist check. Wearing the Junghans Meister Pilot today, one of my very favorite watches. Today I have a watch from Welly Merck. They are kind of a Chinese AliExpress brand. They reached out to me and then offered to send over a watch for review. I said, sure thing, I'll take a look at it. Comes in kind of a standard cardboard outer box, some user manual information in there. It did also come with a sizing brick, which is always nice to size the bracelet. Kind of a nice hard shell zip up travel pouch for the watch. Always good to see at a price point this low. This watch is just over $100 US. So taking a little travel case is always a nice touch. This watch is not on the Welly Merck website. They do have their own website, but I did see it on their AliExpress store. And I'll leave a link in the description of the video to where you can pick this one up if you are interested. I got a smudgy on the crystal, so I'm going to wipe that off. But I picked this one because I really like the colors on the watch. I thought the dial was interesting looking. And yeah, so that's why I picked this one. It is 42 millimeters. I measured it 42 and a half, really, excluding these crown guards. The literature says 42 millimeters. I got 42 and a half. It does have a 22 millimeter lug opening. It is 48 millimeters lug tip to lug tip. It's a push-pull crown that is signed with the Welly Merck logo there. It does still give you 100 meters water resistance. I measured it right at 13 millimeters thick. That does not include the Cyclops. And you do get a sapphire crystal. Doesn't look like it has any type of AR treatment, but at this price point, that's not a big deal, but it is a sapphire crystal. That's nice to get. This is running a Miyota 8 series movement, 21 joules, 42 hours power reserve. No Seiko NH35 here. It is a Miyota movement. But an interesting looking watch. Like that silver textured dial. Again, it's a Landform series, so it's kind of like looking at a map, like topography on a map. And I believe it's kind of like a river there at the bottom. There is a word down there, Dun Huang, it looks like it says. I didn't Google it to see if that's a river in China. Kind of what it looked like to me, but that is what is on the dial there. You do have an applied Welly Merck logo up there at the 12 o'clock position. You do get applied indices at your other markers, except for the date at the 3 o'clock position, and there is a Cyclops. I'm typically not a huge fan of Cyclops, but this one's actually pretty decent. Again, you've got your Welly Merck printed on up there. And then you've got a kind of a broadsword style handset, and you've got a nice orange colored seconds hand. I do like the use of color. I do like orange. Really interesting looking bezel insert. I believe it's aluminum. It looks like it's aluminum, but some interesting texture patterns here. There's some kind of those are crocodiles or alligators. There's some kind of animal. What appears to be on the bezel. I don't know if they live in the river, and that's just kind of scenes that go with the landscape, what you might find in the river. But I think it's interesting. It is a 120 click unidirectional bezel, and the bezel action is pretty good. It's a little springy. There is a tiny bit of play, but the bezel action is not bad at all. It is 316L stainless steel. It does appear to have some sort of PVD coating, obviously, on it. Not DLC at this price point. I'm sure it's a PVD coating. You've got kind of different colored things here on where your lugs go. I don't know if these are actually screwed in lugs or if it's quick release underneath here, but adds a little different color to the watch there. It is a bracelet that is sized with split pins. It does have a butterfly clasp. You do have the Welly Merck branding there on the butterfly clasp. Decent butterfly clasp. You do get a display case back, so you can see that Miyota 8 series movement. It does say it is a limited edition, but it is not numbered. You've got some branding going around the back there as well. But overall, not a bad looking watch, if I do say so myself. So this does come in at just over $100 US. The bracelet is maybe a little jangly, but it's not too shabby. Really easy to size. Articulates well. Comfortable on wrist. So no issues there. But a nice looking watch overall. They come in a couple different colorways and a couple different options. A little bit different looking bezel on each one as well. A little bit different colors. This is one of 3 different styles of this particular model. They've got some other watches also there on their website if you want to check those out. Definitely some cool looking stuff, and definitely very, very affordable. I think for the price point, again, at just over $100 US, you got an interesting looking PVD watch with a sapphire crystal, Japanese automatic movement. You really can't go wrong with that. There's definitely a lot to like about this watch. The PVD coating does seem to be done fairly well. I don't see any issues, imperfections, or anything like that with the watch. Out of the box, it looks like it is in solid shape, and it looks like it would hold up fairly well to some wear. But let's take a look at the lume on the watch, and then we'll check it out on my 7.5-inch wrist. So you do get bi-colored lume on this as well, which is very nice. You can see you get a nice blue, strong blue glow on the handset, on the end of the seconds hand there. And then you've got a nice green glow on your applied indices, that applied logo up there at the 12 o'clock position, and the pip. Not going to be the longest lasting lume, I don't think. But overall, for basically $100 watch, the lume's all right. And it's always cool to see some bicolor lume on an affordable watch as well. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. You can see it wears very nicely. It is very comfortable. This bracelet does wear nicely. Does offer a little bit of wrist presence at 42 by 48. So it's not a tiny watch, but it's definitely not too big, and it would definitely work for a smaller wrist than mine. I really like you could pick up the texture on that dial as well in certain lights, and it kind of changes colors from almost a silver to a champagne kind of color. And it's just kind of interesting to look at, especially, again, for a watch at this price point. I think there's a lot to like about this watch. It's a good-looking watch on wrist. Nice, color contrast. It's still legible and easy to read. And just kind of a cool watch. The Welly Merck Landform series. And I'll leave a link in the description of the video to the website if you want to pick one of these up. If you liked the video, give me a like, maybe subscribe to the channel. And as always, thanks for watching.